everyone, and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. And in this episode we will be getting further by going up Mount Crenel a bit more. So in other words, instead of just being at the base, we will now make it all the way to the top in this episode. Well, hopefully before, like 20 minutes or so, because that's how long I like to make my episode. But first of all, before we go up, I want to do this one thing which I forgot to do in the last episode. If you suck this bin with your gus jar and go down this hole, there will be this Bikori. So let's see what he has to say. Water is life for Crenel beans. The blue beans grow when you pour water on them. But the green beans like Mount Crenel mineral water. Wait, what? That doesn't really make any sense because he just ended that with a full stop. I mean, I thought he was gonna, explain more about it, go into more detail, but no, he just stops it there. Either that or I just read the text wrong. Oh well. Mount Crenel mineral water can be found only in the spring here on Mount Crenel. Well, really, the spring is closer to the base of Mount Crenel. So basically what he's saying there is that, the water that we poured on the beans that make the beanstalks grow? He's basically saying that the one which is green, we need to get green mineral water, at the base of Mount Crenel. So, where I was saying in the previous episode that if you use green mineral water, it makes the green one grow, so blue water won't work. In other words, he's giving you hints so that, if you get stuck in that particular area, you'll know what to do. It's just a little advice for people, who struggle at the game and stuff, because there's actually a lot of helpful people in this game. I think that's why I like talking to them, because they help me out in the game. Especially Ezlo. Ezlo's actually pretty useful. But anyway, enough of me going on about that. I'm guessing we should bomb this wall, because this is one thing that you would probably know with your spin attack. If you touch the wall normally like this, you'd make this sound. But if you touch a wall like this, you'll make that sound, meaning it's bombable. It's been around in Ocarina of Time as well, where, if you tap things against the wall, it makes a similar sound. So that's all useful if you want to know how to bomb walls. There is one thing though that I also forgot to do last episode, and that is do this. With the bottle you can collect a fairy, and this wind friend will come to your aid if your life energy is depleted. So basically what that means is that when we die, we'll restore our health. It's basically, like the ones from A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and all of the other Zelda games. They're quite useful if you ask me. But with that done, how about we take out a couple of these enemies and hope to get more bombs? Because seriously, in this episode I'm going to be blowing up a lot of things and that, so I want to make sure I'm fully equipped with as much bombs as I can manage. Really, those guys there, you could just pick up a bomb and throw it at them, but I like to just suck them up with my gus jar because it makes it a little bit easier if you ask me. So, but really, you have your own way of killing them, you have your own ways of killing enemies, so I don't mind how you kill them. I mean, it's your game. I mean, come on, you do what you want. After all, playing video games is all about having fun. So with that, how about we get our bombs out and bomb through here? Let's just say, yeah, let's bomb the bomb, like I said in the last episode. Let's hope that never happens again, because that was wrong. So this area, there will be this chest, and I want to kill all these enemies to make sure I can open it quietly. Well, not quietly, but so they don't bother me. Oh wow, look at that. Just as I open the chest, the choo-choo dies, and all that's left is a smoke. That's great. You got a kingstone piece. These mystic stones are said to bring happiness. Cool. Okay, so let's see what's in these other pots, because I want to make sure I have enough rupees and bombs and all that. Okay, there's one rupee, so it looks like that was worthless. Great, so I just broke all those 2 pots just for 2 rupees. No, not all those 2 pots, I just broke all those pots just for 2 rupees. That's just great. Oh, there's another thing which pots are useful for. When you defeat choo-choos, you don't have to strike them with your sword. If you just use your pots, you can kill them in one hit. So that's very useful. So here you gotta wait for the choo-choo to stop turning into a spike so that you can hit him, but if you just use a pot, it makes it easier. So that way, it's a one-hit kill and all that. Anyway, with that, I want to float over here with Ezlo, just like the Deku Leaf in Wind Waker. and see what lies ahead, because we're actually going to get an item later in the game which we'll need actually in order to get further through it, basically to climb up Mount Crenel. Because as you can see, I'm climbing up a ladder, and if we go all the way to here, there will be this hole. But we can't do anything about that yet. At the moment, all we can do is just fall into it and do nothing at all. And I think there's a weird expression on his face there. That's really weird. But yeah, let's just jump out of there and goofing around inside the hole or something. Wait, what? Why did I word it like that? I don't even know. I say weird things in my LPs, but you should know that by now. Let's just kill this P-Hat with the Gust Jar, and kill any other innocent enemy that stands in Link's way because he's a nasty person, and all that. So again, with the P-Hat, kill it. And yeah. There is one thing though that I find really weird. When I played this for the 3DS Ambassador program, the soundtrack, at some points, the game's music and that, when you go into a new area, you'll hear that pop sound. I thought that was just, you know, the sound quality on the 3DS when trying to port a Game Boy Advance game. But even playing it on the emulator, I still get that popping sound. So it looks like in the full copy of the game, you know, when it was released on the Game Boy Advance cartridge, that it has that popping sound. Although I'm not surprised, because I mean, this game does pack a lot of music tunes for a Game Boy Advance game, I tell ya. This is probably one of the Game Boy Advance games I think that has a very good soundtrack for a Game Boy Advance system, because, you know, just on a handheld, bringing out stuff like loads of instruments being played at once and all that, there are a lot of tunes later on that you're really gonna like, especially the last boss theme. That's my favourite. Okay, you got me. Let me make it up to you. This fabulous grip ring is just perfect for a young mountaineer like yourself. Climb in style for only 40 rupees. What a bargain. What do you mean climb in style? Don't you mean just climb up a mountain? Again, I really like the dialogue in this game. It's very good. But we got the grip ring. Now you can easily climb cliffs that you could not scale before. Thanks a lot. So, whereas before, you know these bits of stone here? This time, since we got the grip ring, we can climb up them. And yeah, that's pretty much all it does. It allows us to climb up things. Now, this area here, my voice cracked again, brilliant. We can't really get into this area because there will be these two switches. And we need two of them, there's two things to stand on both of them so that way the door will open. There are these tiles here, but I'll go on about that later when we clear the second dungeon in the game, because that's probably when it's going to happen. With the grip ring though, I guess we will go all the way down and see what lies ahead. So as you can see, there'll be this area here, which will, those rocks that bring nothing, that's just great. And yeah, with the grip ring, we can now scale the mountain, which is one thing we need to do in order to go further up Mount Crenel. And I remember my first time playing this on the 3DS Ambassador games, I spent ages actually trying to find out how to get up at the mountain. But all I had to do was just climb up it. You know, just get the grip ring and off I go up. But of course I didn't really know what to do because it was my first time playing the game, and you know, I had to get familiar with all these things and all that. However, one thing is that Minish Cap is, what was it? It was I think it was my third ever Zelda game, because the very first Zelda game I ever played was Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. That was the very first time I got into Zelda, with the 3DS version for Ocarina of Time. Then, of course, the 3DS Ambassador games came out, and I got Zelda 1, you know, Zelda NES, which I did an LP of. And of course now I am doing Minish Cap, which was for the 3DS Ambassador games. So this was the third ever Zelda game I ever played, and good thing too, because I really like this game. You never know, since I've already played two of the Zelda games in 2011, that might mean I'll do an LP of Ocarina of Time one day. But let's just read this sign and see what it says. No bomb throwing. Again though, just like, you know, before, if we get our spin attack out and poke the wall, it'll make that sound, so it looks bombable. Let's try it out, shall we? Indeed, there is a hole, and I keep getting crushed by rocks. Brilliant. Let's go up and see what it has. A fountain. Now, one thing that really annoyed me was this. I did not figure this out until I finished the game on the 3DS version. Because, it says no bomb throwing. Really, what's that supposed to happen is this fairy's supposed to come out and give you gifts and all that. And usually you just go up to it and it appears, and I'm like, how do I get it to appear? Because I kept striking around, you know, trying to hit certain things, seeing if walls were bombable, but guess what all you have to do is? You just gotta do this, pick up the bomb, and throw it in. Yep, it took me, like, the whole game to figure that out, seriously. This item was the very last item I got in the game, because of how stupid I was, I guess, because of my first time playing the game. Welcome to the Adventure Spring. Did you throw the golden bomb into the spring, or the silver bomb? So here we have 3 selections, but, you know, we just threw a normal bomb in, so we're gonna try neither. You are honest. I must reward such an honest adventurer with some of my power. You got a big bomb bag, now you can carry more bombs. Now, seriously, without this, when I tried this, you know, on the 3DS version, I had to play the whole game with just 10 bombs, and I was so annoyed to find that just at the end of the game, if you go to that fountain, it gives you 30 extra bombs, and that would have made my life so much easier. Seriously, when I did this with just 10 bombs, I ran out a lot, and I had to keep going back and getting them from Hyrule Town Market, and in bushes and all that, even in temples. It was really annoying, but I know what to do now, so hopefully this will make the LP a lot easier, and it won't be like it was in the 3DS version. So here we are now at the summit of Mount Crenel, and I hope I don't die on this bit, because that'll be really embarrassing. Because as you can see, there are clouds, and again, you know, the visuals just in Minish Cap are really impressive, because I can get the feeling that, you know, we're really high up. Because there's clouds and blue sky, it makes me feel like, whoa, we're quite high. And look down there, there's all mountains and rivers, and you just think, ooh, we're quite high up, you know, you better not fall. Or, you know, like in Sonic, be careful not to fall off here. Oh great, now I'm doing references. But with that, how about we climb all the way down here and go in this house. I'm the Crenel Hermit. I left the world to pursue a life of quiet reflection. You seem to be but a child, and yet you climbed this forbidding mountain alone. I must reward your courage with a little information. Have you not seen strange patterned walls as you climbed this mountain? Bombs! Bombs are the answer! Okay, calm down, I don't know what's his problem, he's just telling me about bombs or something, I guess. I don't know. You want to fuse kingstones? Of course. So with that, we will now fuse kingstones with him and see what happens. The 2 kingstone pieces fit perfectly, maybe something good will happen. And he gives us a thing that we're gonna get much later in the game. Well, I guess it unlocks it for now, so that's all good. So as you can see in Hyrule Castle Garden, there will be this secret entrance available. But we can't go in there just yet, so we'll be going to that later on. Also, this bit here we can't get to because, well, there's an item we need to get, and that's not until the 3rd temple, so we're definitely going to hold on to that one for now, because it's absolutely impossible to get into. Still, how about, whoop, we don't want to do that. I want to ignore all of these rocks because, well, I don't really want to take a risk, because those guys that just run at you like this are annoying if you ask me. And plus, I've only got 2 hearts left and I've got 53 rupees, so hopefully everything will be okay. But, here's one thing that's quite cool. I want to drag this all the way back and fly across. And now the weather changes for some reason. And this music, if you ask me, kind of sounds similar to the one in A Link to the Past. You know, the very first beginning of the game where it's raining and all that? But well, if you've played A Link to the Past at least. These raindrops are like boulders of water too. What is it with the blooming... Whenever a cutscene appears, it always has to stop at the weirdest frame. Like there, that doesn't even look like a raindrop anymore. It looks like, I don't know, snow. It just looks like a bunch of snowballs just fell down for some reason. I don't know, I'm just being a bit weird in this episode as usual. These raindrops are like whoops, pressed it accidentally, great. I'll put it up what he said before because I accidentally pressed the A button. If one of them hits us, it'll sting something fierce. So of course with that, it will take out a 4-heart container. So we want to watch out for these raindrops. I just like to go to the top though and try to roll out of the way. And there you go, that's all you got to do. So it doesn't have to be the top though, it could be, you know, the bottom. But just, I would say stay away from the middle because that's not really going to get you anywhere. Still, let's just push this rock into here. And then do a puzzle. This is going to be great. I guess while I'm doing this puzzle, I will talk about one thing. The music here from A Link to the Past, if you ask me, is quite good. Although I've got to say, I do prefer the original one from A Link to the Past. Now, I haven't really played A Link to the Past because I haven't bought it, you know, for the Super Nintendo or Virtual Console or anything. So, I can't really tell the difference. But I have listened to the music to it. Because if you ask me, Link to the Past also has a good soundtrack. Well, to be honest, all of the Zelda games have a good soundtrack, except for Zelda CDI, but let's not go there. But that's all the rocks pushed in, so let's just push that one in. Well, that's not really all been pushed in then, is it? Still, let's, oh thank God, I thought then that bit was going to be blocked and I'll have to start all over again. Luckily, it didn't. Let's just go down this ladder and see what lies ahead. Word of advice. Make sure you get your gust jar out, because there may be these enemies that will come up one of these ways, and you'll just get striked and it will hurt. Of course it will hurt. I mean, what am I even saying? Oh great, just like that. What happened there? He just suddenly bounced back. I rolled at him, and literally, you just saw that he bounced back. I've never seen that before in this game. Well, I guess there's new things that I didn't really realise. And, more puzzles. This is going to be great. Okay, so I think it's this one you have to push. Then you do this, and then that. And, you know, it's quite simple if you practice the file just like I did. And it's all good. But, I think I need to do one more thing, and that is push this one out of the way, I believe. Yeah, that's right. So, let's go all the way down here, and sorry if my commentary's like this, but I want to make sure that, I do this right. So I want to push this one, and, oh thank God, I thought then I did it wrong, but luckily I didn't. So just follow what I did there and you should make it through fine. Again, you know, just even Game Boy Advance games are quite difficult. I cannot see a child, you know, like at the age of 7 or 8, just getting through that with ease. I mean, even I was having a bit of trouble there at the age of, I won't reveal my age, but let's just say I'm a teenager. Okay, let's just pick up this rock and throw it at the enemy, because I'm curious if he has hearts or not, because I could really do with some, as I'm almost down to my, oh, great, now I'm down to my last heart. I hope I don't die here, because otherwise I'm going to have to start all the way back to the beginning, and that's no fun at all. So let's just break these pots, and keep scaling the mountain, because we are near the top. All we have to do is just go in this cave, progress up a bit, and we're there. Hopefully I'll make it in about 20 minutes. If not, then, well, I guess we'll make it in the next episode. This bit, though, you want to make sure that you suck these pots out of the way first, or else you will fall down, and that's not good, because you'll lose, I think it's, oh god, don't know what happened there. I think you'll lose, a quarter of a heart, and, you know, you don't really want that. You want to make sure you stay alive, or else you're going to have to start again. Also, this bit, this place also has like a puzzle where if you make a mistake, you can't go back to it. The only way you can get back to it is going back out of the room and in it again. So you see those pots up there? What we want to do is this. We want to push this one, and finally this one. I don't know why I rolled there. Okay, 5 bombs, and I get the feeling this is going to be a fairy. Oh, no, maybe not. Speaking of which, have I got a fairy? Yes, I have. So in that case, if I die, I won't have to start all over again, so that's pretty good. For now, though, there will be this. This also took me a while to find out. What you want to do is lay your bomb, pick it up, and throw it. I think really they expect you to use an item like the boomerang, which I was going to get before, but I thought I'd get it later, you know, after I've cleared the cave flames, because I mean, Well, I'm all the way up near Mount Crenel. I might as well, you know, do it from there, I guess. I'll get the boomerang after we've done, what is it, the second dungeon in the game. Well, all we have to do then is just suck up this pea hat, and hopefully the next door will be where it is. Now, I will say this, in my practice file, I didn't get this far because I got kind of bored going up there and I had to do something else which was important. So, a little bit of this will be slightly blind, but I do remember a bit of this from the 3DS Ambassador game. Well, I definitely remember how to do this bit. Simply, you know, just like the other ones, you want to make sure that you don't do a mistake. And that is, follow what I'm doing here. But I'm going to be a bit quiet so you can listen to the cave music in here, because I find it quite cool. And there we go, that's it done, and I know it's gone over 20 minutes, but I think we've got enough time to finish this. I'll extend it for like, I don't know, 2 minutes longer or something, because I mean, I might as well make this episode longer. This bit though, you want to do this, and I liked what Nintendo and Capcom did here. In this particular level design, what you think you got to do is push this and then push the other block upwards. No, what you got to do is just push these out of the way. That tricked me when I played this for the first time, I got to say. And I was quite annoyed, but, well, I wasn't really rage quitting or anything. I mean, it's only, you know, a chest, but, even so. With that, how about we shrink down to a Minish and go all the way over here, taking out these bulldozers. Actually, do we even need to do it? Because I've got 83 rupees. You know what, because it's been 21 minutes, it's actually coming up to 22, let's just finish it off here. So, we are now at Milari's Mines. And I reckon this episode has gone on long enough, because we are now at the top of Mount Crenel, so I reckon we are going to end things off here. In the next episode of the Minish Cap, we will be going through Milari Mines, and getting on to the second dungeon in the game. So take care guys, and I will see you in the next one.